Yeah. Okay, so hello everyone. This is Krishna. We'll be beginning with the first session of this workshop. Right. So we have today Radhika, Sriyashvi, and Vidash. Right. Can you all just quickly give me a brief introduction about you all? So I'll start with mine. So what we need to do is that, a simple thing. You will tell your name, which city you are from, which is maybe if you want to tell which is school or standard are you in, and then tell me if you have gone to any debate competition. If so, then was do you have a favorite motion, or if you have not been to a debate competition, then tell just one crazy thing about you, a crazy fact about you. So I'll begin with mine. This is Krishna Pathak, and I have been to numerous debating competitions. And my favorite debate motion is probably pen is mightier than the sword because that is the first. That is the motion of the first ever debate competition that I ever did. So Radhika and Shreshwi, would you like to go for it? Okay, we have another member here. Hello, Myra. So we were just doing this quick activity where we'll tell our name, which city we are from, and if we have been to debate competitions, then the number of debate competitions we have been to, and if we have a favorite motion, or if we haven't been to a debate competition, then we will tell a crazy fact about us. Okay? So I've said it. I am Krishna. I am from Kanpur, and I've been to numerous debate competitions. And my favorite motion is pen is mightier than the sword because that was the topic of my first ever debate competition. Now it's your turn. If any one of you would like to go on voice or maybe through chat, or you can also send me a personal message, like a direct message here.
Hi, I'm Radhika. I am from Delhi. Well, I'm from Venkateshwar School and I haven't really been to a competition so far. But I'm a real a beginner, so yeah.
That's great, Radhika. And Radhika, what do you enjoy doing in your fun time, in your free time?
I like to read novels which make your personality better and make your which mainly focus on mental well-being. Basically, I like to study about people mental things and all that, and also I like arts.
Right. So you like reading about psychology kind of stuff, huh?
Yeah.
So is there a favorite book or is there a book recommendation for us?
Well, right now it's there's a book called Minds of Psychology. That's a really good book, and yeah, that's a good book.
So what does it basically talk about? Like minds of psychology? Does it tell
It
you?
talks
Uh-huh.
it talks about human behaviors and how human behaves in different circumstances.
Oh, that's wonderful. So maybe I have the next book to read. Okay. See, that was so great, Radhika. Right. Noah, since you have just joined, so we are just doing a quick activity over here where we are telling our name, the city we are from, and what do we like to do in our fun time or a crazy fact about us. Right. Okay. Right. Sriyashvi, would you like to go next?
Yes, sir. Uh, Good afternoon, sir, and everyone. I am Shriyashvi Mishra, and I'm from class 8 from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and I study in St. Agnes's Loreto Day School. And I had joined the last workshop, so
Okay.
I have had one debate competition, and also we have MUN this year, so I would just looking forward to it.
Right, right. That's great. So you were there in last year's Rhetorics workshop,
Yes, sir.
and probably I would have taken your classes, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's great. That's nice to hear. So we have one old mate here. What about you, Myra?
Hi, my name is Maika, and I have the same things as Radhika, she's my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the same class with her, so we wanted to go for the same thing, and I was like, oh, you're also coming.
That's great. So
And
you two
I'm
have
really
friends doing this
excited.
together.
I've never been to any debate competitions before, but I have seen people doing it, and I found it really cool. So I just wanted to
Right. So you
give it a
wanted to try
try.
debating.
Yeah,
That's great.
I
And what?
have zero
Uh-huh.
experience. I don't even know what a moon is. I know nothing about it.
That's totally okay. Even I started debating in probably class 10th only. So, like,
Oh, I'm
what
in class 11.
you are in class 11, so never late.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Uh, Noah, what about you?
Actually, I didn't understand what to do.
Okay, so what you're doing over here is that you will tell us your name, the city you are from, and
Okay.
maybe just one crazy fact about you. Or if you have been to debate competitions, then how many debate competitions have you been to? Okay?
My name is Noah. I'm from Pune. I'm in grade 5. I've been to a debate competition. Actually, this one only last year.
Okay. Right,
I've
so
been
you
same thing last year.
right, so you were in Webhub Sir's class, right?
Yeah.
So did you enjoy his classes?
Yes.
Right, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, so that being said, since now we all know each other, now we'll come to the debating. Okay, so give me a quick raise of hands if all of you are clear with that there are two sides in debating in a debate, for the motion and against the motion. Is that clear with everyone? Yep. Okay, that's wonderful. So we'll be beginning with the first step in ever debate, in any debate, that is to interpret the motion right. And trust me when I say this, though it sounds very basic that take emotion need to interpret karna, it's just a line, it's just a sentence that we need to read and understand what it says, right? But trust me, I've seen the best of the best debaters losing their debate just because they did a wrong interpretation of the motion, right? And that includes me as well. In fact, the last year of my school, when I was in class 12th, and it was probably my last opportunity to ever do well in inter-school debate competitions, right? In that as well, I lost at a district level only. Why? Just because of bad interpretation of the motion, right? And trust me, when you've been winning national level debates and then you lose a district level one, it's really very sad. So probably wrong interpretation of the motion is something that you should definitely put a lot of focus on, that you're interpreting it right, and only then you have a decent amount of chance of winning the motion. Otherwise, you have already lost a debate way before then it has actually started to happen. Is that clear with everyone? Right.
Yeah.
So it would be great if you all can turn on your camera, but it's still fine if you cannot. No worries. Yeah. So I'll be sharing my screen, and the way we are going to do this is just a second. Yeah. My screen should be visible now.
Yes, I'm very lovely.
Say, was anyone saying something?
I was just saying, please don't judge.
Uh, Probably I'm not able to hear. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Is my screen visible right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
So, the way we are going to do this is that we'll be first discussing the kind of problems that people have or face when they are interpreting a motion. Then we'll go on interpreting some motions so that you all can understand how to do it, right? So, there are largely two problems which are pretty much similar only, but largely two main problems that people face while they're interpreting the motion. The first one is that I call this like motion myopia. So what this basically means is that when we see a motion and when we see the words, some of those words are like seem to be so important to us that we just ignore the other motion, right? So I'll give you an example. There was a debate topic which said it was cinema has given rise to Indians emigrating and working outside, right? So this was something the motion. Okay. So can anyone tell me what does this motion mean? Yeah, anyone would like to try? Okay, no worries.
You
So
mean
see,
to say that they are like different?
I'm so sorry, people. I'm so sorry.
Hello?
Myra, I'm so sorry, people. Myra, can you please.
It's okay. I was just saying that you're trying to say that one person will be supporting the statement and one person will be not supporting the statement. Is
Correct.
that
Yeah,
correct?
one person will be supporting the statement and one person will not. Right. Uh, but what does this statement mean basically? That is what we need to answer. Okay. Like, what does this mean? Cinema has given rise to Indians emigrating and working outside. Anyone else would like to try? Okay, no worries. So I'll tell you. This motion basically means that let us try to bifurcate it and then understand. Does everyone understand what do we mean by cinema? A quick raise of hands. Does everyone understand that?
Yeah. Big three.
Great. Great. So we all know what cinema means. And does everyone understand what emigration means? Or is there anyone who does not clearly understand it? If not, then it simply means that there are Indians who used to live in India, but now they are settling abroad, maybe in the United States of America, maybe in the United Kingdom, maybe in Canada, maybe in Australia, and they are now settling there and trying to earn over there or just live there, etc. etc. So that is what emigration means. And I hope that all of us know what Indians mean, right?
Yeah.
So after all of this, can someone just integrate all of this and tell me what does this motion mean?
Can we say that cinema is like has opened opportunities for Indian to settle abroad or like go work in abroad?
Mm-hmm.
I think it is like cinema has shown people immigrating and working that way. So like, we get inspired. We,
Mm-hmm.
do what we see.
Right,
Is
right.
it?
Okay. And anyone else? Yeah, no.
Well, I think it means that basically Indians are going and working outside to earn and then come back to India.
Okay. All right. So, uh, what you guys are saying is largely correct, right? What you guys are saying is largely correct. That this motion means that cinema has shown us that probably working outside will give you a lot of money or a lot of social status, and for all of those reasons, now Indians have started to emigrate outside, right? But what happens when someone interprets this motion wrong? So this was a motion that was there in an inter-school debate competition last year, and the problem was that some of the kids mistook it as a motion where they were saying whether cinema should do this or not, while the motion really meant, which you guys are saying, that is cinema doing this or not. The difference between the two is that is everyone comfortable in Hindi? If is there anyone who does not
Yeah.
understand Hindi well? ओके कूल देन देखो क्या होता है अगर मैं आपसे ये कह रहा हूँ कि आपको ये करना चाहिए या नहीं तो मैं आपसे कह रहा हूँ कि ये करना सही है या नहीं बट वहीं अगर दूसरे हाथ में मैं आपसे बोल रहा हूँ कि आप ये कर रहे हो या नहीं तो वो दूसरी चीज़ है इट्स लाइक कानून तोड़ना गलत है सही बात है बट क्या लोग कानून तोड़ नहीं रहे तोड़ रहे हैं तो both of the things are different. Similarly, this motion over here talks about whether it is happening or not, whether people are doing that or not. However, the way that many students interpreted it over there was that that should people do this or not, and that is where they lost this motion. So, what do we understand from this is that we need to read the motion as a whole, right? What does this mean? That sometimes when we see big words in the motions, right, like cinema and emigration and Indians, so our entire focus just shifts on these words because our brains are designed in such a manner now that we just want to summarize everything and just focus on the most important parts, which is really important even in debating. But what we just need to understand is that even if we are focusing more upon one or two terms in the motion, that should not mean that we are forgetting that motion exists as a whole. This sentence should be read as a whole and not separate parts. Is that clear with everyone? Just give me a quick raise of hands. Yeah. Okay. And does anyone have any doubt in this? Right. So probably not. Right. Then so we'll be seeing a few motions and trying to understand what they mean. Okay. I'll be switching my screen and yeah. So I hope it's visible now. Yep, it is.
Yes,
So
it is.
this great. There's this website that you all can go to. It is hellomotions.com, and you'll find a lot of debate motions over there, right? Some of these might be of a format that you guys haven't done much, but yeah, you will find good debate motions there. And there is also this website, debatedata.io. You can use both of these, like both of them are really good ones. So let's just open debate data for now, and I'll be seeing a few motions here. Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this one. Can anyone unmute yourself and tell me what does this mean? This house believes that staying home is better than traveling during the winter holidays.
The house is so comfortable.
So you're saying that staying at home is more comfortable.
It is
than
very
the
cozy in the house.
correct, correct. So that can probably be an argument, and that's great. But what I just want you all to understand is, what I just want you all to tell me is that what does this motion mean? Like, what are you going to show in this debate motion? For example, in this debate motion, probably I'm going to show how home is better place for winters than traveling outside, right? It's almost the same thing that the motion says, but just a little bit different that I'm able to understand it properly. So I'm going to show over here that home is better, has more benefits than traveling, right? So now if I talk about this motion, it's better to go out and watch World Cup than debating here. Great one. Would anyone like to try this? It's a very simple motion, not a lot of interpretation of this. Yeah, Myra, go ahead.
Which one I just missed? Which one I talking about?
Yeah,
Which
just a second.
line?
I'll show you which one. This one, you see, it's better to go out and watch World Cup than debating here. Not a lot to interpret here. It's a very
It's a
simple.
diamond. It's wasting debating. Time waste debating or something like that.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
It is a time waste debating here, like something like that.
Yeah, it just means that, yeah, exactly, that it's a time waste debating over
Exactly.
here. Go watch
I
World
am
Cup. Have,
confused. In the last one, the house regrets trends and trend in fashion. This one is kind of
this one? This
This
house
one,
regrets trend in
yeah.
fashion? Yeah, so anyone would like to try what this means? Come on, you can be wrong. It's just let us try. Let us be open and try
It
this
feels
motion.
like the people in the house regret. Is it?
The people. Okay, so
Like,
you're basically getting.
can we go like that trend sets a particular, like it's a particular thing that if you're not wearing this or doing this, then it's not in trend and you'll be dominated for that and you'll be like bullied for that. Can we go like take this topic in that way?
Correct, exactly. That is the exact way that you need to take that this motion in, right? See,
I have it down.
yeah, go ahead.
If people are debating, how will they know what, a single line can have different meanings? You can take it in different ways. How do people know, like, our percent?
Yeah, right. Don't worry about it. I'll just be coming to it in just a few minutes, right? That is something that we'll be talking about. And apart from it, for this motion right now, um, that is exactly what I think Radhika said, right? So this house regrets trend in fashion mean that trend is something that is probably very bad for the society, for us, and for everyone, and that is why we regret that it should not be there. Now, if anyone is getting confused with all this house that you're seeing over here, this house regrets, this house believes, this house would, etc., etc., इग्नोर दिस हाउस कम्प्लीटली. दिस हाउस का मतलब बस इतना होता है कि हमारा ऐसा मानना है, तो वो बस it's just a way of starting the motion, right? Like you use in indirect speech na, he said to me so and so. So indirect speech, indirect speech you say he said to me so and so. तो आपको तो बस so and so से मतलब है ना, he said to me बस एक फर्जी सा शब्द है. Similarly, this house is exactly that thing. You just need to ignore it completely. Okay? So this house regrets trend in fashion means I just need to focus upon regrets trend in fashion. That is probably the trend in fashion is something that is very bad. Now, I'll come back and we'll discuss another topic over here. Okay? Now this is the one that I got wrong when I was talking to you guys about emotion in the beginning, right? That one that I got wrong. This is exactly that. So it was that cinema has led to the rise of criminal tendencies among the youth. So anyone would like to try it?
They have glorified murderer and all of people.
Glorifying murder and all of this. It's great. And anyone else?
Could you repeat the statement, please?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll share my screen as well. But the topic is cinema has led to the rise of criminal tendencies among the youth, and it should be visible to you all in just a bit. Yep, it should be visible now. This is the topic.
Can we say that like cinema glorifies or like portrays the criminal records and all that criminal picture in a very like glorified way or in a very like high level thing? So youth is like really
Correct.
like I'm not getting the word for that.
Understandable. It's totally
They're
right.
getting inspired. The youth get inspired from what they watch,
You're getting
Yeah,
inspired.
exactly.
and they think it is not a big deal of killing someone or doing things like that, or doing criminal
Correct.
activities, because they're seeing it very regularly.
Exactly. That's the entire point, right? That people are seeing these Bollywood stars killing others in these movies, and they are seeing how dons are being glorified. Right, मैं इस दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा डॉन और 11 मुल्कों की पुलिस मेरे पीछे and all those kinds of things, and for that reason they have glorified it to such an extent that the youth is getting probably inspired by it and doing all the criminal actions, etc. Right? So that was the interpretation that most of us did. But there was just a slight thing over there. So we interpreted it as the youth getting more violent and doing violent actions, doing crimes, doing etc. etc. Right? But that was a misinterpretation of the motion. And why was it? The judges said that tendencies and actions are different things, right? So though we could make out that the youth, we could prove in our debate that youth is doing more criminal activities, but the topic was not that. The topic was that youth has more criminal tendencies. What's the difference between the two? Saying that youth is doing more criminal activities means that they are actively doing it, right? They are actually harming the people. But वहीं दूसरी तरफ क्रिमिनल टेंडेंसीज का मतलब बस इतना है कि उनके दिमाग में अब आता है कि लाइक I should do this crime, or maybe I should just do this and get rich, etc. etc. So just a slight change of word, which probably even they told me, and I was like, there's no difference between the two. Come on, why are you like just making me lose for no reason, right? But actually, there is a very subtle difference, and probably you guys won't be able to understand it right now but maybe after a few classes. But what I need you all to understand is that even a single word can change the motion to a great extent in debating. And that is why we need to put focus on each and every word rather than ignoring the rest and focusing upon just a few, which I call as motion myopia. Is that clear with everyone?
Yes,
Cool.
sir.
Any doubts, anyone?
I
If there are any doubts.
get
Yeah,
थोड़ा मतलब I get it, but I feel in
correct. So, do you don't get this motion much, or do you don't get the concept
the
much?
motion.
The
I get
motion.
the motion. Hmm.
So you get the motion, but you're not able to understand the concept much. Is it that what you're saying?
I don't get the concept better.
I'm so sorry, but I'm not clearly able to hear you. Can you please type it in the chat?
Actually, I'm able to get the motion, but
Mhm.
I don't get the concept. Like, why are the lines so like that, and why are they not normal? And okay,
Got it. Got it. See, if you're getting the motion, then it's totally alright. Like you're doing great. But the thing is that you might be getting this motion, and that's wonderful. But there might be many other motions where one or two words are a little bit confusing, or you just think कि ये वाला word important ही नहीं है इस motion में. The other words are more important, and you just ignore that, and then it will lead to misinterpretation of the motion. If you are interpreting the motion correctly right now, then it's great. But what I'm saying is that whenever you are interpreting the motion, just pay attention to this, that you are not ignoring even a single word, and you are taking the motion as a whole in its entirety. Is that okay?
yes, now I get it.
Okay then, wonderful. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to do a few typical words we see in motion. So what this basically means that these are a few words, and you will see a lot of debate motions around these, right? Now what do these words actually imply for the motion, right? अगर एक motion में should आ गया, then what do I need to do? अगर किसी motion में would आ गया, then what do I need to do? So these are some general things that you need to do when you get these words in a debate motion. But again, as I said earlier, that you need to see the motion as a whole. So it is possible that even that these words do not exactly mean this in that particular motion, but it should be something around this. So you'll probably get an idea if you know these words beforehand. Okay? So we've already done leads to a decent extent. So we'll just check another motion of leads to and try to understand if we get this. Okay? I'll be resharing my screen. Yep. I hope it's visible.
Yes, it is.
I hope it's visible. Just give me a second, guys. So we'll check for leads to motions over here. Okay. Leads. You all can as well can go to debatedata.io whenever you are practicing, and then just search for the term that you want the debate motions around, right? A normal search feature. So we'll check a small one for you guys. Yeah, this house regrets the narrative that the passage of time inevitably leads to progress. Would anyone like to try this? What does this mean? Okay, no worries. So let's do one thing. I'll give you all 1
That
minute.
it has to lead. मतलब बिना कुछ करे भी it will lead to time के साथ साथ it will lead to that's it.
Progress. Correct. So that is one part of the motion. Exactly. कि बिना कुछ करे भी समय के संग progress होगी. But again, read the motion in its entirety. There are other words in the motion as well. So I'll give you all 1 minute. It's 4:46 right now, 7 right now. I'll ask you all at 4:48. I'll randomly pick one, and then I'll ask you to tell me the meaning of this motion. Okay? Your time starts now. Okay, it's time. So is everyone ready? I'll then ask Myra, have you raised your hand for this motion, or was it like from before?
Yeah, it was from this one.
I'll ask Shreyashvi this time.
Yes, sir. So I'm not quite sure, but I think it means that um that like as time is passing, the world is automatically like getting better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And would anyone like to add anything to that? Radhika, what do you think about it?
I'm not sure about this, but I'd go with like, can we say that with time people do proceed, like they do progress in their works, whatever they're doing? I just don't understand the narrative thing. Like, what do you mean by the narrative? That no, no.
Correct.
Yeah,
Got it.
exactly. Yeah, just saying that like thing.
All right. Noah, would you like to give a try? That's totally okay if you are wrong. Like, just give it a try. Just a second. I'll go back to the meet. Yeah. Okay. No worries. We'll move on. No worries, Noah. Maybe you'll tell us next time, and I want you to tell us next time. Okay. So, narrative basically means कि एक common conception है, एक common idea है जिसमें सब लोग believe करते हैं, right? So there is a narrative that USA is probably the strongest country in the world, right? So what does it being a narrative mean? That many people believe in this thing that USA is the strongest country in the world. Similarly, if I say that there is a narrative that Bhagat Singh was the greatest freedom fighter that we had. इसका मतलब क्या है? That there are many people who believe that Bhagat Singh was the greatest freedom fighter ever, right? So similarly, there can be a narrative which says that there is no climate change. So it need not be true. Narratives need not be factually true or wrong, right? It just means that it is something that people believe upon. Okay, so if I'm saying that there is no climate change is something that is a narrative, then even if factually climate change is there, if many people believe in this thing, then it is still going to be a narrative. That is a very simple definition of it. Okay, so that is what a narrative would be. Now, would anyone like to try again with this updated definition of narrative? Would anyone like to interpret emotion again?
Can we say that people believe that with time the person who's trying to do something actually like sees the door of progress, and that he or she actually proceed in their works, whatever they're doing?
Correct. And there is just one more word in this motion, which is this house regrets, right? What does regret mean? Anyone, what does regret mean? Just the word regret. I regret doing this.
Feeling bad for doing something.
Exactly, Noah. Exactly. So regret means that you are feeling bad for doing something. Okay. So now let us try to put all of this together. Narrative that a passage of time inevitably leads to progress. As some of you have clearly pointed out, that it means कि समय के संग लोग automatically progress करेंगे. And narrative means that people believe that with the passage of time, it will automatically lead to progress. Okay. Now, we've attached another word to it, that is, we regret this narrative now. Regretting a narrative means that this narrative should not have been there. So, whenever you see regrets in a debate motion, it means that we need to show why this particular thing is very harmful, has a lot of disadvantages, has a lot of negative effects, and that is why we regret its existence. So if my parents say that we regret the existence of Krishna Pathak, so it means कि उनको लगता है कि भाई ये बच्चा क्यों यहाँ पे नहीं होना चाहिए था. So if someone says that we regret that India and Pakistan were separated, so it would mean कि मेरा मानना है कि कभी इंडिया और पाकिस्तान सेपरेट नहीं होने चाहिए थे, मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा कि वो. And if someone says that we regret a particular narrative, then it means that we think that this narrative is not doing a lot good to the society and probably causing a lot of harm in the society, and that is why we regret this narrative. Now, with all of those four words, regrets, narrative, passage of time, can someone now tell me what this motion means? Yes, Noah, go ahead.
Sir, I think it means that basically it thinks that probably that the house regrets that the narrative, that the passage of time, meaning that it regrets that it said that progress leads better.
Correct. It regrets that it's said or it's believed that passage leads to progress is something that we regret, right? Abhi,
Yes.
this is what this motion means. Now, what do we have
Sir.
to do in?
Sir, I also need to leave in like 1 minute.
That's totally okay, Noah. We've done a good amount right now, and you can always watch the recording, okay? For the
Sure.
rest. Alright. Yeah. So this motion basically means what Noah said, and then what do we need to show over here is some. Can anyone tell me what do we need to show in this motion to actually prove this?
Can we say that since people believe that with time people do progress, they like kind of like they stop working hard for that particular thing, so they just they just leave it on time, basically.
Correct. So as Radhika pointed out, that when people believe in this narrative, they just leave everything on time and stop doing actual work in progress, right? Now that is an argument. If we zoom out a little bit, so what is she trying to prove over here? Radhika is just trying to say कि इस narrative से a harm is going on in the society. That is exactly what we need to show. That why this narrative is very, very harmful for the society. Okay? Is there anyone who has doubt in this? Raise your hand. Cool then. So what this means is that with this motion, we've done a lot of words. We have done regret, we have done narrative, we have done leads to. Regrets का मतलब क्या है? If we'll see regret in a motion, what will we do? What will we prove in that motion? Anyone?
Will probably go against the motion.
Correct. We'll probably go against the motion and show why this is a very, very wrong, right? Why this has a lot of harmful effects. And if we have narrative in a motion, then it means that there is a common belief in the society. And if there is leads to in an emotion, like over here we have time inevitably leads to progress, it basically means that we are showing that thing A is the reason or is the cause behind thing B. That time is the cause behind progress. That is what it means. Okay? So see how all of these words have a different meaning altogether, but then we are able to weave them into a single debate motion. Right? Just like these, we have a few other words as well. We'll quickly come to them. Okay, someone wants to join in right now. Okay. Alright. So just like these, we have a few other words as well. We'll quickly cover them. The next word that we have is should. So let's see an easy one this time. No worries. Should. It's not giving us any motion, but okay, so we'll take one on our own. Let's say that we have this debate motion that we are saying that India should go against USA and side with China, right? If this is the debate motion, would anyone like to try this? Like, what does this mean? What do we have to do in this one?
Can we say that here our point of view is that India should actually like go against USA and side with China? Like we wanted to do so.
Correct. And this is what this motion is saying. So you've understood very clearly what the motion is saying. But now the next thing is, how do we do that? Like, how do we prove what the motion is saying? Anyone? Okay, Myra, would you like to give it a try? No worries. Yeah.
I actually don't get it.
No worries, it's totally okay. That is why this class is for, right? So, whenever you see should in a motion, what you need to do is that you need to talk about the harms and benefits of a thing, probably. Right? So, if you see that India should go against USA and side with China, then you need to think कि क्या करना चाहिए, क्या करना सही होगा. क्या इंडिया के लिए यूएसए के संग साइड करना ज़्यादा सही है या उसके लिए चाइना के संग ज़्यादा साइड करना सही है? एंड हाउ डू वी डिसाइड which is the right side for us? That we decide by seeing the harms and benefits of both the sides. So we'll say that USA के संग साइड करने में ये harms and benefits हैं, चाइना के संग ये harms and benefits हैं, and when we compare the two, we see that probably it is going to be better to side with China, and that is why we say that India should go against USA and side with China. मतलब क्या है? That whenever you see should in a debate motion, what you need to do is that what is ought to be done? What do we need to do? What should we do? Like, that is why should is there. And how do we decide what should be done? We decide it by seeing the harms and benefits of a particular thing. Now let's see another motion, and then let's try to check that. So what if I say that government should ban cigarettes? If this is the motion that we have, so what do we need to prove here?
Here we need to prove the point that cigarettes, basically we have to tell all the disadvantages for cigarettes and why the government should ban cigarettes.
Exactly, we need to show the disadvantages of cigarettes and why the government should probably ban it, right? So that is what we need to do on the should motions. Then let's just quickly see another one. What if I say to you that government should reduce the voting age from 18 to 16. Right? Everybody understands what this motion means, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this time I want Sriyashvi to tell us what do we need to do in this motion.
we mostly we need to tell as you said the advantages and the how it will be beneficial.
Exactly. We just need to show how reducing the age from 18 to 16 is going to be beneficial, right? That is what we need to do here. So whenever you see a should in any debate motion, it's very simple. You just need to tell what is ought to be done, and you tell it by showing the harms and benefits. Okay, now that we've done should, next let's talk about ban. We'll just do two more words and that should be done. Um, what if I go back to the previous topic? Government should ban cigarettes. So what does ban mean over here? It's like very basic, very simple.
Should stop the usage or production of cigarettes.
Correct. Should stop the usage of and production of cigarettes. Now, just one thing. Whenever we are talking about ban, we need to be very hard with it. Like we cannot say that we'll just regulate it and not ban it. No, ban means total prohibition. You will completely take it out of the market. You will completely ban it. Okay. Right. Now, the last thing that I want you to do, the last word that I want you to pay attention to is would, which is that this house would, or the government would make a new law that would make marital rape illegal, right? So if that is the motion that we have, and we have would over here, then what this basically means that we need to imagine a scenario where government has done this, and then we need to show that how this would lead to a better society or how this would lead to good, etc., right? What would this new society turn out to be when government has done this thing? So in would motion, you basically need to imagine a scenario where this thing has happened. So if I'm saying government would make a new law that would make marital rape illegal, I just need to say that when government would make this new law, how would this new world be better than the present world where we do not have such a law? Is that clear? Is it clear
Yes.
to everyone? Just raise your hands, please. Great. Myra, is it clear to you? If you have any doubt, you can always ask. Okay, probably that. So these were the few words that we needed to do. Now, we'll come to the last thing that we need to do today. And,
Did you call my name?
sorry, Myra, please go again.
Did you call my name?
Yeah, I was just asking that do you have any doubt in this, or is this clear?
Yes.
It's clear?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we'll just quickly move to the last thing that we need to do today, and I promise I'll wrap it up in within 10 minutes, right? You all will be free by 5:15. Okay? So the last thing that we need to do is probably something that one of you had asked me, and that is we'll come to how do we understand that we are interpreting a motion wrong, or how do we probably interpret more complex motions, right? So all of this that we've already done will actually help you interpret more complex motions. Would, should, ban, or, leads, narrative. These are the words that you will see in a lot of complex debate motions, and then these will help you dissect those. But there is also one litmus test for you to understand whether your interpretation of the motion is right or not, right? So this test is that whatever interpretation of the motion you have done, you need to think of two things. First, context, and second is it should be generous. Now, what does this mean? Context means that has something happened in the society recently which has led to this motion being discussed. Matlab, when I'm talking about that should India side with the United States of America or should it side with China, then probably this debate motion is there because recently there has been a lot of changes in geopolitics, etc., right? So was there any recent event in the real world which could have led to the discussion of this motion, right? If you are interpreting a complex motion and if you have multiple interpretations of it, then this is a test that you can use. You can think कि क्या अभी ऐसा recently world में कुछ ऐसा हुआ है जिसकी वजह से one of these interpretations is more suitable right now. This is the first thing that you do. And the second thing is that, is your definition generous enough? Now being generous means that when you are interpreting a motion, if you interpret it in such a manner that सामने वाले के पास कोई डिबेट के लिए केस ही नहीं बचा है, what you are saying is probably already the truth, then you'll always win, right? And this is not a good thing, because if you are a good debater, then you need to be generous and you need to give them a proper stance to debate on. If that is the test that your interpretation is fulfilling, then again it means that your interpretation is the right one. Probably this was something which was a little bit complex as compared to the rest of the stuff that we did today. But also understand that this is to check whether you are interpreting the complex motions right or not. This is something that you will 90% of the times you will not be required to use. But now when you are talking about those few times when the motions are complex, the test that you are going to do for them is of course also going to be complex, right? So we'll check with an example and then probably then we'll be able to do this. So I have something for this. Just a second. So here it is. Yeah. Right. So if the motion is that we think that we are wasting a lot of money on stars, right? Now, what do you understand by this stars over here? What does this stars mean? Anyone try it? Yes, Radhika, go ahead.
The Bollywood stars?
The Bollywood stars, correct. And can these stars mean something else? Like maybe stars have some other meaning as well?
Can we go like in an astrological something or like that?
Exactly, right. So stars over here can have two meanings, right? It can either mean like the Bollywood stars or Hollywood, whatever you wish or watch, or it can also mean that space wala stars, right? Now, which motion should we go ahead with? Because the topic is such that does not necessarily clarify to us that what does it mean by stars, the Bollywood stars or the space wala stars. So then we need to apply this test.
I
And we
feel
need to-
the first one makes more sense. Bollywood stars.
Right. So you're saying that probably the first one is the interpretation that we should be going with, correct? Right. And similarly, someone can come and say that the second one is the interpretation that I want to go with. So then, how do we decide which one is the better one? That is when you need to apply the test. So what we'll do, we'll see that has any recent event happened which could have led to this discussion, right? So kya maybe recently there came a news that how Bollywood stars are living a very lavish life, or how they are charging hundreds of crores for a single movie or something like that. Maybe that was very much in debate or discussion in the media recently. Or maybe very recently there was an initiative, or there was an initiative by ISRO where they were trying to collect information about a star, and they spent, let's say, 100 crores on it, and then it failed. So it became a national news and everybody was talking about that. Now, you need to see which of these events has happened recently. If any of these has happened, then probably that is the definition of stars that you should go with, because उसी को ध्यान में रखते हुए ये मोशन बनाया गया होगा, राइट? अभी अगर केवल एक की न्यूज़ थी तो चलो यू कैन इजीली डिसाइड कि चलो वही मतलब होगा स्टार्स का, बट अब क्या पता कि ये एक की नहीं दोनों की न्यूज़ आई थी. रिसेंटली ये भी न्यूज़ आई थी दैट सलमान खान इज चार्जिंग 100 करोड़ फॉर अ मूवी, एंड रिसेंटली ये भी न्यूज़ आई थी कि इसरो का 100 करोड़ प्रोजेक्ट टर्न्ड आउट टू बी अ कंप्लीट फेलियर. देन कॉन्टेक्स्ट तो दोनों में है. Then you need to go to the second step of test, that is be generous, and actually it is called spirit of the motion. So you need to see कि if I go with the Bollywood wala definition, then will the side opposition have a decent stance to say that maybe they can come and say that no, these stars are actually very hardworking and so they should get this kind of money, or no, these stars are the reason why people come to watch the movies, so if they are the people, if they are the reason behind people coming to the cinema, so they should probably get a big share of the revenue as well, and that is why it's fine to it's fine that they are being given that kind of money. So the opposition as well has a decent amount of case in this motion, with this interpretation. So the spirit of the motion is passed. Then we see for the space one, will opposition have a decent case to build or fight in this? Probably they can say that, see, exploration of stars can tell us more about our future and present, can maybe give us ways to save ourselves when the world is about to end, or blah blah blah, etc etc. So yeah, in this case as well, opposition has a decent case to build. So both of these meanings have a spirit of the motion. Then our only deciding factor would be the context. If any single event was in news, then probably that is the interpretation that we would go with. But if both of them were in news, तो अब दोनों में context भी है, दोनों में generous, दोनों में spirit of the motion भी है. फिर वो आपके ऊपर है कि आप उसको कैसे tackle करना चाहते हैं. Right? Do you want to interpret it as Bollywood stars, or do you wish to interpret it as space? Okay, but all of this litmus test wala thing is something, I'll just come, is something that you'll see in very very complex motions, and probably at very higher levels, and is something that you won't be required at present levels. Yes, Radhika.
Like gender debate is amongst two people, right? So it's not just how we interpret the spirit, but it's also about how the other person interprets the spirit. So how are we going to know the point of view of the other person, like the person we're debating with?
Correct. See, there are two things over here. Okay, if out of Bollywood stars and space, only one of them fulfill the litmus test, then you are going to go ahead with it, and a position wala member is probably going ahead with the other one, which does not pass the litmus test, right? Probably that is what you are saying, is it?
No, like in this case, हमारे पास दोनों spirits हैं, and both of them are passing the litmus test, right?
हाँ.
And for example, we interpret कि the stars are talking about the Bollywood stars, and that guy or that girl interprets that this stars is about space and all that. So how are we going to debate when the topics are different?
Okay, got it. So what you are talking about is said to be a definitional challenge in debates. Okay, when both of these definitions seem to be right because they have context as well as the spirit of the motion, but then you guys are not agreeing upon it, right? Then what you need
Yes.
to do is that you need to show why your interpretation of the motion is better than theirs. Now how do you show that? You show that via showing context and spirit of the motion. Now though context and spirit of the motion exists on both sides, but then when you are deciding between the two, then you will probably go with the one which has better context and better spirit of the motion, right? That is how you decided it. So you just need to show the exact same thing to the judge as well, that For this reason, our context and our spirit of the motion is better than theirs, and that is why our definition is the one that should be given the priority over here. But then you then given even if that, but then let's say that even if we go ahead with their definition, then still we would win this debate for so and so reason, right? तो आप उनको चैलेंज भी कर देते हो, आप जज को ये भी दिखा देते हो कि हमारी वाली डेफिनेशन बेटर है, बट टू बी ऑन द सेफर साइड आप ये भी कह देते हो कि चलो आप उनकी ही डेफिनेशन की बात कर लो, तब भी हम ही जीतेंगे फॉर सो एंड सो आर्टिकल्स. क्लियर?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, cool. So this was all for today's class, everyone. I'll be sending a feedback form link to you all to fill. Apart from it, does anyone have any doubt or something in whatever we talked about? No? That's great. Alright everyone. Alright everyone. I hope that this first session was actually useful for everyone and you all liked it. I hope so. And we'll meet day after tomorrow with another motion and with another session. Till then, bye bye everyone. Thank you. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you,
so
sir.
much.